international week. So no Premier League football, but we'll look back on game week three's matches. Obviously, Liverpool beating Arsenal 1-0 at Anfield. United beating Burnley 3-2 with a last-minute penalty. And Chelsea with a very controversial 2-0 win at home to Fulham. But before we get into the pod, for those watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment down below. And for those listening on Spotify, Apple, or any of the podcasting platforms, please follow, give us a 5-star review. And the disclaimer entered here as well, especially after last week's episode. The views expressed in this podcast were obviously all entertainment, banter purposes. So yeah, they're not our real opinions unless it's actually football related. But how you feeling, lads? Obviously, 3-point collectors for me and Rhys, which is a bit weird for me at least. But how are you Arsenal lads doing? Feeling better now?
Man said 3-point collectors.
After
you grouping yourself with
worthy, yeah.
Grouping yourself with Chelsea is crazy. I'm all right. I'm okay. If you'd asked me after the Liverpool game how I was, I may have said stuff that things. But no, it's all right. It's okay. It's like I've seen a lot of stuff getting flung around on socials in terms of like, when Pep was winning back-to-back titles, he wasn't winning at Anfield and da-da-da-da-da. The cope has coped. I feel fine. What a free kick from Szoboszlai though.
Should we get into it then? Should we do the light analysis on that game? So it ended 1-0. Obviously, Szoboszlai, like you mentioned, Razor scored in the last 10 minutes, I think 83rd, 84th minute. Ended 1-0. Bit of a cagey game, not the greatest one for the viewers. But yeah, Liverpool take 3 points away. First of all, I'll ask you, Rhys, as one of the other neutrals on this call. Do you think it was a fair result, or do you think what am I talking about? Do you think it was a fair result, or do you think a draw was probably a better reflection of the game?
Yeah, I definitely would have said a draw might have been a better reflection. But I just think in that type of game where no one's really threatening, I think Liverpool kind of put the onus on Arsenal to kind of come and attack them. And I just kind of feel like, I think everyone would say I just felt they held back a bit. And they were more focused on protecting a result rather than trying to maybe nick one, when I do feel like they might have been in a good position to do so. So I think Arsenal fans will probably come away from that a bit disappointed that they maybe didn't go for it. And like I'm sure the Arsenal guys will probably sound their disappointment at 3 defensive midfielders on the pitch. No sort of attacking flair at all. And I'm Martinelli. I think I don't think he had a great game either. But Madueke, I think he showed signs of that 52 million you lot dropped for him. Maybe not enough. I was an Arsenal fan, but it is positive. It's positive on that aspect. But I just think, they should have maybe gone for it a bit more. Because the game was kind of there. No one was really threatening anyone. Salah didn't have a great game. I just think the tools were there for Arsenal to maybe go for it a bit more. But we'll see what the Arsenal guys.
So I agree with you, bro. But you know what? After the result, obviously everyone's talking in hindsight, right? A lot of people like Gary Neville and a bunch of pundits are saying Arsenal should have gone for it. But I guess the question I want to ask the Arsenal lads is, when people say that, do you mean, or do you think Arteta should have been more aggressive with the original lineup, or do you think it's a case of when you hit 60, 70 minutes or whatever to start to be a bit more aggressive at that point? Because obviously he kind of reacted only after they scored with any kind of attacking sub. So which one do you think was the best approach to take, from the beginning, or once you hit that 60, 70 point mark to start being aggressive then?
But I mean, we did make aggressive subs in the 70th minute. We brought on Eze before they scored. So I feel like we did do that. And it was like, I'm not going to say like a freak goal or anything, but yes, like we took off Madueke and brought on Dauman after the goal went in, which is maybe you don't want to be bringing on a 15-year-old when you're a goal down necessarily for your £52 million right winger. But yeah, I'm not really bothered about like all this malarkey about we need to go and attack them, because we've gone a bit more aggressive in previous times and it hasn't necessarily always worked out well. And we know that like Liverpool play in a way that is very quick to transition. So I'd be more upset about the team selection and the fact that he started Marino as our 10 than anything else. Everything else I'm okay with. I'm a little bit annoyed also that he decided to play Saliba, even though Saliba apparently got injured in the warm-up, because Mosquera came on and looked like he was actually quite good. And I mean, he didn't take that chance with Odegaard. Like Odegaard was not injured in the warm-up. Yes, he was injured before that, but Odegaard came on halfway through. So he was obviously good enough to get a couple of minutes here and there. And he made the decision not to do that with Odegaard and to play Marino instead. But then he took the risk with Saliba, where he didn't take that risk with Odegaard. It's just, I've got a lot of questions, but I'm not overall disappointed with like, not like being more attacking, because it's Anfield. Like, can anyone name me one team that's gone to Anfield, played super attacking and not got battered after all? Like it doesn't happen frequently.
No, don't get me wrong. You was very unlucky to concede the way you did. Like, so you should have really came away with a point, and it was unlucky. So like, but yeah, I just think in the race for the title and stuff. But I think the way you set up was to not lose, and you.
Yeah, I agree with that. That I agree with, and I think I said it before the match. I like, for us to win the title, I would like us to go there and slap them, and to be like, not head and shoulders above everyone, but like show that we are the best team in the league, right? Like drawing, having a good record against the top six is nice and everything, but you want to go to Liverpool and hammer them, or at least beat them, so that they can't say nothing at the end of the league, and no one can say anything at the end of the league if we end up winning it. So I agree with you, and I don't think that decision to play even Martinelli, I'm a bit confused about why we did that when Eze looked like he was fit when he came on. Like, he's been playing for Crystal Palace this whole time. He's had a full pre-season with them. Like, why are we starting? And then Martinelli playing for Brazil. He looks all right, you know. He looks decent.
It's Ancelotti, though, isn't it? And it's all right. So wait, I think.
Can I swear now?
Yeah.
Fuck that guy, man. Fuck that guy, man.
But wait. All right. So I think I understand where you're coming from, Johnson, and I kind of agree. So I'm going to throw this to you quick, and Razor, you can jump in as well, bro. Like, is it not the case of people being selected, but the way that Arteta's asking them to play? Because it's not like you could have potentially brought in Marino and pushed him. Like, he's played as a false nine before. He can be more attacking, right? But he's asked him to come in and be more defensive in that lineup. So do you think it's more on Arteta and the way he's asked them to play than the actual personnel?
100%. I think that's my biggest gripe with Arteta, is I think he's just so obsessed with like control, like trying to control the game. And I think you can see like so much individuality like taken out of so many players. Like, for example, even Odegaard, like I don't rate Odegaard as highly, but you see him play for Norway and he's like a different player. Like, he's taking more touches, taking more risk. And then same Martinelli, I guess, with Brazil as well. Like, there's just like what made Martinelli exciting was the fact he would take you on, he'd run at you. But now I think everyone is so. I think Arteta has definitely coached us to a way it was like, you need to be so focused on, if we lose the ball, you need to track back. You need to be in a good position to get back defensively. So the likes of Martinelli is not going to try to go all out to beat his man, or he's not going to maybe take that extra risk that he used to take, because now Arteta's like, we need to control the game. And then same thing Marino. It's like, instead of turning on the ball, which sadly I don't think he can do when he gets that ball. But instead of turning on the ball and looking forward, he just wants to go back and keep it safe. And so I think Arteta's. I think he's so pragmatic in the fact he just wants to be control possession, pass sideways, and eventually there's going to be like a lapse of concentration in the other team, and then that's been the time to break through. And I think that's what we've been last year. The last few years we've been able to do that, but we had Saka to be that one that unlocked him. We didn't have Saka this game. So not having Saka to do that, we just completely looked devoid of ideas. And yeah, so player-wise, like the game, yeah, and same thing. Like, yeah, not starting Eze doesn't make any sense to me. Like, he's obviously match fit. He's playing for Palace. He should have been playing anyway. He should have started the game if you're not going to play Odegaard. And then same thing.
And he
well,
did
like
that
John
disgusting skill when he came on. Remember?
Absolutely skin Szoboszlai like down on the touchline. Like, showed what he can do. Absolutely took him out. And then also, as John said, bringing on Dalman, like when you need a goal. Like, obviously he's a talent, but he's 15. Like, why are you leaving Ethan on the bench? I think there's just a lot of questions, and yeah, a lot of questions. I think that kind of just brings Arteta sometime into, you just got to question what he's doing. But yeah, it's early in the season. Losing now is not going. We haven't lost the league now because we lost in August or September. Like, it's still so early. It's only 3 points technically, but yeah, I think it'd be nice to go Anfield and show a bit more like enthusiasm and try to win the game. But yeah, all in all, I think it's I think we missed a chance there, but yeah, I think that's just Arteta's obsession with control.
Yeah, I mean, I think people pointing to that City loss away a couple seasons back as the start of like a more pragmatic approach for Arteta.
It's Rob Holding though. Man should not have been taking that too seriously. We had Rob Holding in defence. Of course, we're getting rinsed. Man's not even got a club now.
Not too
He's
much
playing in MLS or whatever now.
Not too much on Holdini. Also, playing in MLS is Rob Holding's absolute dream. He absolutely loves America and American sports. It's like one of his favorite things in the world. He probably likes like American football and that and baseball and stuff more than he likes football. He's very happy. Hold tight, Holdini. I am also glad that he's not playing in an Arsenal jersey currently, as much as I love him.
100%.
Yeah, shit sandwich right there.
Arteta's a madman.
Yeah, I mean, all right, we're gonna have to do it as much as I don't want to do it, but we have to give some props to Szoboszlai. Because the Liverpool performance as a whole, I agree with everything you lot are saying. I think the game was there for a more kind of ambitious, aggressive approach. Not even with the players necessarily, but just the tactics. Liverpool were there, and a moment of brilliance for Arsenal could have swung it in your favour. But sadly, the moment of brilliance came from Szobo, as we've been kind of slander naming him. But that was an unreal goal. Like we all saw it together. We were watching a match. One of us, I think, said maybe he's going to shoot. He can take a strike from me. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, he ended up putting it off. It was Lana, yeah.
We actually kind of predicted that we were talking before about him being a dead ball specialist, and Lana was specifically describing a free kick that he hit for Hungary.
Hungarian Ward-Prowse.
And Zubamendi obviously wasn't listening to Ayer because he went and gave him a foul in the perfect place, bruv. Yeah, Hungarian Ward-Prowse licked it.
All right, this is a bit desperate, but I'm going to say one thing. There were people within a meter of our wall when he did that. Rhys, I think you will understand this.
Come on down, Rhys.
Come on down, Rhys.
We're gonna get to Chelsea in a minute because my God, Chelsea have they must be PGMOL's favourite this season because in 3 games they've caught life in 2 of them. And in the Fulham game they've caught life a couple times on both sides. So we'll chat about that in a minute. But Szobo, that free kick was unreal, man. You have to give him credit. Also, right back might be his position, guys. I don't know what you guys think about it, but he's looked better at right back than he's looked anywhere else.
I know the agenda that you're doing.
No,
and
it's
I love
true.
it.
No, but it's true, though.
It.
Take away agenda. He's looked really good.
In terms of this
there.
Liverpool side, it might actually be the key to unlocking and still having him in the first 11. Because people have been saying, does he start ahead of McAllister? Does he start ahead of Grav? They're obviously going to stick. They're obviously going to start with keep working with Squirtsy. So like do you know what I'm saying? It's what's the midpoint? And I think Frimpong's cold. He's a baller, but he is a very attacking right back, and he's a very attacking fullback. And Liverpool, it's not like in the Bundesliga where like top teams can like dominate a couple of teams that they can expect that. Like there are going to be games against Arsenal and stuff where Liverpool are going to need to be more pragmatic. And I think Szoboszlai looked really good, and it's not millions of miles away from the guy that went to Madrid this summer, is it? A right back that
he's their new James Milner. I think we should all just agree.
Strike a ball, like long passes, diags.
He's their new James Milner. He's their utility player. He's going to fit in where he can, run a lot, and there you go. And he's not 45. So they've done all right there because also Conor Bradley gets injured every 5 seconds, right? So
apparently,
you look at him and he pulls a hammy. So if that's being combined with Jeremy Frimpong, he's also pulled a hammy. As Kem says, their manager maybe needs to look at how many minutes he's given these players. But in general, he's probably going to be their starting right back.
Yeah, man. And it's not, I agree with you guys. It's not a diss at all. Like one of their star players played at right back for however many years in that team, creating chances, probably set up the most goals that Mo Salah scored, is like in the top of the assist charts Premier League wise. I know they burned his shirts and have absolutely vilified him since he's left, but Szoboszlai can step in there, and he's not going to be as good, but he's performing better there than Cam, right? Right,
and he's going to get back and protect, Ibu, who needs it.
And his passing, man, he did a ping in that game against us, which was just outrageously precise, and it was like I think he pinged about 60 yards, and it landed, I think, right on Gakpo's foot. And I was just like, you know what, if you're gonna do that, but then also he wasn't tested as much because Martinelli actually stunk up the joint. So it's also another question is that if he comes up against a good left winger, is it going to be what happens to Trent where he gets absolutely skinned and it's going to be like a weak point? So he looked very good, but as I said, I think good utility man. But I think a good left winger could definitely cause some questions and see if he can actually handle that. But absolutely, he was sublime against us. No, can't.
And arguably, outside of the skill that Eze did, he also managed to get in behind him. That led to that kind of weird holding on to the ball for too long, went down for a kind of penalty type. It ended up being probably our best chance the whole match. So I think if he had a harder ride with Eze, we'd probably been having a different conversation about him today.
Yeah,
but that's the Martinelli effect, apparently.
All right, before we wrap up this section and go to Rhys's moment in the sun with Chelsea's game, does because Isak was the first time we're catching up after the window closed, right? Isak's got the move. We've all been peppered in the group chat with stupid one-time video clips from Kemp with our shocking takes a couple weeks back. The transfer goes through, not for 150 like we all said was probably the only way it happens for. You know what? I'm going to rant here a bit, right? I hate these ITKs. Have you ever heard of 125 plus 5 million solidarity payments? What the fuck is a solidarity?
Yeah, how is it Newcastle have got 130 and Liverpool have only paid 125?
Yeah,
this doesn't make sense.
Honestly, when you go on the website,
I think it's actually to do with. No, I think it's actually to do.
They invented this
on TalkSport. Apparently, Isak waived a loyalty bonus or something, which was like 5 million.
Yeah, but when has that ever been included in a transfer fee or taken off or whatever? This is
probably
typical
just done to
Liverpool bullshit. Yes, to try and make Liverpool look better, scumbags.
Also,
there is a Kawhi Leonard-like contract for Isak with some fucking wood company somewhere, and he's getting an extra 20 mil. A year, I guarantee it. Allegedly,
that in his signing bonus.
Yeah, that's like the Mancini contract. Wasn't he being paid by allegedly by some shell company in Dubai for no hours contracts or whatever? But yeah, anyway, they've got Isak now. So the question I want to ask you lot is, does that make them clear favourites? Because I'm seeing some Liverpool fans that are not showing chest, even though they've managed to break the record twice in. They've beaten. This is better than Chelsea transfer windows, right, Rhys? This is mad the way they've done it. So surely they're favourites now, or was it not fair to call them that?
No, they just beat the people that they're calling favourites, and they did it without their new 125 million pound striker.
I think he scored yesterday as well for Sweden.
There you go. So if any of them try and say they're not favourites, it's just because they've got zero chest. They've tucked their piece between their legs. They're cosplaying. This ain't it.
I said what I needed to say last time round in terms of ducking the smoke. I even said it when we were doing predictions. I said, I think they're favourites. If they get Isak, there's no excuses. There can be no, but Arsenal, Mikel Arteta's got jet black hair, corner, set piece. No, none of that, bruv. None of that. You've broken the transfer record twice in one window. You've spent the most amount of money in one window ever. I have no idea. Also, when did all of the big broadcasters become obsessed with net spend? I don't really feel like I've heard net spend be discussed. Even in terms of like Chelsea or City, I don't think I've heard anyone talk about net spend ever.
Exactly. Where were these man when Wenger was doing his thing at the Emirates?
Because that's the thing. You can get onto Arsenal, for example, for not selling well, but we weren't buying anyone either. Our net spend was great. It was wonderful. We were just in the gulag. Do you know what I mean? So it's a weird metric that people have become obsessed with. I think it is to deflect away from certain man being title favourites. And I hear it. Pressure's not for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? It's peak when you hold the pressure and you don't win. Arsenal fans will tell you that for free. But hold that, innit? Like that's what I said last time. You can't duck the smoke.
They're definitely favourites. Definitely favourites. You can't sign Isak to that team and not like they were favourites anyway. And it scares me, man. It scares me. Like that front three is gonna be dark. It's just gonna be long for very many teams, man.
Bro, Ekitike, Isak, and Salah. Lord.
It doesn't. It's not nice, man.
With Gakpo off the bench,
and Squirts.
It's even better than the Mane Firmino Salah link up they had.
Ooh,
if
on names,
if
it works, if it's on names potential, then yeah.
Yes.
I mean, what belief do you have that it won't work out, right? The only thing that we've got is, okay, it might not work out just because the three of them have got to figure out how to play. Isak's played in this league. He was the second highest scorer last season. So we know he can bang in this league. Salah, we know he can bang unless he's like turned into an old man suddenly. And Ekitike looks like the most exciting like player in the league so far. So the only way it doesn't work out is if they can't mesh together. But apparently Arne Slot's a really good coach. So he'll get them all playing like, playing perfectly.
What's that NBA thing?
Do you think
the best ability is availability? If Salah is able to fight for overtime and Isak is able to stay fit the whole season, cool.
Long day.
It's a long day. It's a very long day. Those are two big ifs. Salah loves beating the shit out of Arsenal. He wasn't really involved the other day. Do you know what I mean? He's still one of the best footballers the Prem's ever seen. Some would say the best. But some would say
I don't like the word footballer in that use.
He's one of the best.
He's one of the best finishers, sure. But he ain't
we're not doing that. We're not doing that. He's amazing.
All right, I'll leave
he's
that
up there, isn't it? Yeah. Wherever you feel Henry, Hazard, whatever. I'm not doing it today.
Hazard. No, bro, come on.
We got
move.
You didn't mention a Man United player. He's livid. He's livid.
We've got to move on to the next section.
Don't make me get out the Hazard archives.
Rhys said,
I'll send them to the group now.
I rate Hazard. I'm just saying that list is crazy. But let's go to Chelsea.
But no, can I say one thing before we do that? Just the last thing, right? They are saying all this about, we only needed one piece. It was the only piece missing. They had no pieces missing last season because they won the league, and now they've added 2-3 near enough £100 million or more than £100 million players to that, plus a left back and a right back to replace the two that they've essentially lost. So I don't want to hear nothing from any of them because technically they've got no pieces required anymore. They've actually got more pieces. They're playing Lego, but with 2 boxes of Lego at the same time. So they don't need to complain about none of this, right? We're a piece away. We bought Gyökeres. We'll see what can happen. But these men have got many pieces. Pause.
Somewhere.
My God almighty.
Everywhere but where it was meant
that
to.
Was the crazy.
They're playing Lego with another box and they're holding pieces.
Get your mind out of the gutters, fellas.
All right, guys. Let's please, God, let's move on to Chelsea, for God's sake. All right, so Chelsea won 2-0. All right, Liverpool undeniable favourites. Let's draw a line there. Chelsea won 2-0 against Fulham. God knows how they won 2-0, bro. Rhys, I want to get your opinion on it because, honestly, that was a crazy game. Fulham score a goal, ruled out for, a stamp, right? I think it was Muniz apparently stamped on Chalobah's foot. Then you also, score a penalty as well, which is I think the penalty being given, I think, is not controversial, but apparently there was in the lead up was a very similar stamp on foot situation that wasn't ruled out. Just controversy everywhere. So Rhys, we'll start with you, bro. What did you make of the game? Do you feel like you got away with it? Or do you feel like the decisions were right? Because some Chelsea fans are actually backing it and saying, that it was fair to disallow the Fulham goal. But what's your take on it?
Thing is, with in one sort of aspect of it, you can say we got away with it, not just about the goals, but Fulham were better than us in the first half, I think. And I said in the previous pod about the win against West Ham without Palmer, but West Ham isn't the benchmark. Well, it just shows we still can't break down a low block team, and we just maybe struggled a bit in the first half. So you have to give Fulham that. But now the thing is, you could say they were unlucky, but with the way the game is now, the game's soft, and the ref will probably always give that as a foul, whether you think it's right or not. I will say, was it Munoz? He's got nowhere to put his standing foot when he's turning the ball, so he's obviously going to land on Trev like that, the way he did. So it's a bit harsh to kind of call that a foul, because there was nothing he could actually do. But the problem is, obviously, with the stamp, it stops Szobo from getting back up and defending the goal. So that's probably an argument you could have. But I think the way the game is now, it's kind of built that way, with that will always be given a foul. It's like it's supposed to be a contact sport, but nowadays it feels like a non-contact sport because you can't really do much. So the goals, another set piece goal, take that. Obviously, when you can't break teams down, you got to take that. Like my good Arsenal friends will tell you. We obviously took that there, and obviously the penalty. So we're obviously winning without playing well. I'll take that. But in terms of maybe the way the squad's flowing, just struggling maybe to break down teams when they are so rigid and can play against us. I think we might come unstuck with that. In my analysis, Fulham were unlucky, but we found a way to win. So I'm going to take that. I don't know if you want to get into transfers now, or
I wanted to ask you one question about. I wanted to ask you one question. Like, do you think that because obviously you played without Palmer, right? Do you think with Palmer back and all of the other signings that you've made, that you'll be more able to break down low block teams?
See, the thing is, it's the whole. We needed someone to play in the middle when Palmer's absent, and I really thought that would have been Xavi Simons as a great rotation with Palmer. But I don't know what happened there. I guess we told him, just sit there, sit tight, we'll come back with a bid. And we never came back. I don't know.
That bid went somewhere else. That bid went to United. Well, we need the Garnacho money, obviously. Obviously, that was more important. So it is a bit confusing why you wouldn't sort of fill that gap when it's kind of exposed, like how much we kind of needed it. I think we might struggle without Palmer, depending on how long he's out, but apparently Buonanotte is the answer to our problems. Great loan deal. But because the thing is, if that was the case, then I wouldn't have sent Kendry Pires to Strasbourg. I would have kept him and just let him be a little understudy to Palmer. So do I think we can win without him? I think it depends who we play against. I think the more openly attacking team we come up against, it's a bit easier, or worse at the back. But if you set up with a low block, it's going to be a long day for a Chelsea fan. A very, very long day, particularly with Maresca's play, because we build up so slow. And it can get frustrating at times. So, now you've lost the lap as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and we kind of sold ourselves short. there in that aspect. Don't get me wrong, I was like first at the queue to run down Jackson whenever he like made a mistake. I've seen it firsthand, mate. I've seen some of the chances I've seen him miss, but it's still, my problem has always been he's the only one we've got up front for 2 years. He's the only one we've looked to have up front. I've always wanted competition for Jackson. So I think getting rid of him, maybe we've sold ourselves short up front in terms of the competition. But let's see how Guiu responds. He's, like I said, like Conference League legend there. But
you've got João Pedro though, so like I mean,
João Pedro, yeah.
that third striker's gonna be bench. He's bench warmer, right? Essentially, right? With this injury, anyway, it's not like he's gonna be. He might play a Carabao Cups or your odd games here and there, but
I think it's the different profiles of striker. That's because when it's sort of João Pedro, he's great at linking up as well, whereas Delap might run in behind a bit more and give a defender something else to think about, whereas I kind of find Pedro will float about. So it's
more like a Gabby Jesus type, isn't it? Where he's going to cause them trouble. Yeah. He's going to be rattling people. He's going to be running all over the place, but he might not actually be near the goal when he needs to be near the goal to get on the end of something.
Yeah. I just feel like Delap would have So yeah, obviously, a third striker would really get benched, but it's just when things aren't working out, when obviously we just need a different option, different profile of striker. But I guess we'll just see how the season pans out. We've got a lot of games coming after the international break, so that's when we'll see whose squad depth is really there.
All right, we got to wind back to the referee stuff as well, because we've let you slide through on that way too easy. The
do you want to talk about the transfers? That's what you said. Do you want to talk about the transfers?
Exactly.
He's deflecting.
Let's not talk about the game, man.
No.
3 point collectors.
No, you're trying to wind me back into it.
We talk about the result of the battle.
Nah, but I kind of agree. I agree with the first point on like the foot stamp. I think it's too soft. Like, you shouldn't disallow a goal for that. They're looking for a reason to disallow it, in my opinion. But you had the perfect opportunity to ref that game the same way for your penalty. When there was a similar situation where I swear there was a foot stamp as well that a Chelsea player had on a Fulham player before it got to the handball pen, which is fair enough. It was a pen. And they didn't decide to rule it out with exactly or very similar situations. So it comes to the consistency, even though Jonty was a bit shameless with the Szoboszlai wall thing. It's a valid point, because they ruled that one out against you guys for Gahey doing something like that, and then they didn't do it in game week 3. And it's in this game they did the same thing. Same thing happened twice in one game. They ruled one as a reason to disallow, and they didn't say the other was. So it's like the refs. The consistencies
they have come out though, but they've come out because Howard Webb came out afterwards and said that it was wrong. Like the first one should not have been disallowed, basically. So I feel like they're drawing a line in the sand to say that was wrong. From now on, that won't be given. And the problem that you've got is like, okay, but could you have not figured that out before the season started and told all your men about that's the rule, right? Like, I do agree with you, right? Like, I feel like they're looking at this point for something to give against goals. And I feel like they should be doing it the other way around. They should be looking for a reason not to give against goals. And it makes me sad that like they'll always come out and say, oh, it doesn't matter about the first decision being wrong. We're not going to even it out. In my mind, they should even it out. If you've messed up the first decision, you need to go and look at it and say, okay, even if they're not the rules, we're going to give it consistently at least across this game. But they don't even seem to do that. They just seem to say, okay, you know what? We messed that one up, but sorry, Fulham. We're going to just keep going with the actual rule afterwards. It's terrible.
Yeah, Marco Silva was livid, man, to be fair.
Another thing as well, with the pen as well, and João Pedro he handballs it as well, which they completely before against the assessing. Yeah, so both the decisions were just, Marco Silva has every right to be spewing, because the fact they didn't call a handball on Pedro, and obviously it was a handball on Sessegnon, but it doesn't get to that Sessegnon point unless João Pedro handballs it. And so, it was a lot of, Yeah, the refereeing, the standards in England just always, they've been shocking, but that was a really, really, really bad game.
Did you see that ref as well? The way he was moving, he needs to get punched up. He was literally like, he was so.
Didn't he get taken off the Liverpool game?
Yeah.
He was supposed to be the VAR. He was supposed to be the VAR for us, but yeah.
We just like to remind you that the views of Anthony Chang
Yeah.
are Anthony Chang.
That's mild.
We're not responsible. Hey, I'm not inciting violence against Premier League officials. That's what I'm saying.
Just a light slapping. All right, let's get to the transfers then, because since you were so keen for it, Rhys, you've signed a certain Argentinian star boy from the northeast of England called Alejandro Garnacho. Do you think he's going to start then on your left wing, or are you still adamant he's going to just be a private equity flip and you're going to sell him in a couple of years?
I mean, the thing is, I'm not going to say there's games he won't start, because it's a long season, man. Like, obviously, hopefully we go far in every competition, so there'll be games where rotation is needed. Well, I think he'll be the first choice starter if we had Gittins and Garnacho fit, no. But he will offer that rotation and maybe up his value a bit more and get ready to join Arsenal, mate. No, I'm joking. He will probably be sold. I'd give it maybe a couple of years and that flip's coming. He's not. The thing is, I look at Pedro Neto, who's really started to step up since the Club World Cup. Obviously Esteval, my star boy, future Ballon d'Or winner in the making. But we won't get into that now. So, and then you've got Gittins as well. And then if we add another winger to the mix next season, I just don't see how. I mean, we're good at stockpiling players, but in terms of well, actually, let me just see how he does this season. I mean, I've seen a lot of sort of people say like, don't write him off. Like, obviously, he's in a Manchester United team where it's very toxic, and the environment. Obviously, he's not working under sort of the best environments with the managers he's had. So it could be a different story, but I still don't see him here longer than 2 seasons. And if he is here longer than that, then he's going to Strasbourg.
Like Chilwell. All right, we need to talk about this, right? This is another thing that's infuriated me, and I don't even hate Chelsea that much, right? But we're not allowed to buy a player from Nice. Like, we're banned from buying anyone from Nice, apparently, because of the multi-club ownership. But you, man, can literally just... Was it for a transfer fee or was it free? I'm not sure. But you're able to move Chilwell off your books and send him to Strasbourg. No problems. Fabrizio, here we go. Everything's all good. How the hell is that allowed?
It's because of all these blind trust, all this malarkey where they suddenly now don't know what's going on with the club. Like, it's mental, but if they follow the rules, and this is why I got to commend Chelsea, because they follow the very stupid rules that are written and find ways around them. Like, they've now suddenly got Blueco buying players and then just picking, you know what, today I feel like he's going to play for Strasbourg, but on the weekend we'll send him over to West London and he'll play for Chelsea. Yeah. Like, it's mental, but you can only say, like, what are these rules that have been written?
Yeah, I think in terms of blind trusts and different members of Blueco on different boards, we've probably just managed to just pull it off that way. But I think it's just a good way to funnel players you don't want to. I mean, it's
similar to like the feeder club model that there used to be, right? Didn't you and Vitesse or whatever used to have some link up? You sent all your loan dons there.
That extreme. Now, it's kind of just like a feeder club thing where we can send a player there, and if we like them, we can bring them back, and it kind of just works. That way. And
you got away with it when they bought Savinho as well, didn't they, from Girona?
They bought him from a French club actually, but they learned like it's all connected. They're all part.
What specifically did they say for United not being able to do deals with Nice?
They said because Ineos part own United and they fully own Nice, so that we didn't do any blind trust stuff or anything like that. And originally we were trying to buy Todibo, which, to be honest, thank God UEFA banned it because he's looked pretty shit for West Ham. And we got Euro in the end, and it's all worked out all right. But but we can't. If let's say we wanted to flog Malacia now, who's the last member of the bomb squad, we can't get him out. We can't. Well, not to Nice anyway, because they're going to block it. So it's just, yeah. Jonty's right though. You guys are the masters of finding the loopholes and absolutely utilizing them to the T.
Rinsing them.
Yeah, and so it makes sense. But all right, and yeah, you managed to get rid of Jackson as well, which was a absolutely wild last day transfer move.
They made bread.
They made money for that.
Is that buying?
What's the end fee now? 70 million, is it?
Yeah, 70 million. It will work.
I think it goes up to 84 or whatever if he hits like apparently some really easy add-ons, and they were willing to pay you like 15 million just for the loan, bro. Like, what black magic are you working on these guys?
Pull the plug. It's like, yeah,
they've got Kane though. I don't get this. They've got Kane, so they're literally buying him as like a backup to Kane. I'd rather they just stick with Choupo-Moting, get him back from wherever he is, stick him back in.
I think that's it. Just maybe taking the load off Kane. And I think I've always said Jackson, he's a raw talent. He needs, I think if he sat and maybe as a Harry Kane understudy for a season or two, he'll learn quite a lot. So I think it might work. For the fee, I can't speak on the fee because that fee is crazy. But I just think when we pulled the plug when we did, it maybe made Bayern go to the bank and pull out some more P's, like just put them on the table. So I think, yeah.
Okay, no, I think everything makes more sense when you realize Kompany is the manager of Bayern. I think like because it's logically it makes zero sense, but when you realize who manages Bayern, 80 mil or 70 mil for Jackson makes more sense. But that's what I remember I was battling. I was like, why would they do it? I said to them with Jones, they've got.
That's more. Is that more than Elise?
Yep.
It's the most
second most expensive.
Second, it's crazy for Nicholas Jackson.
More than Hernandez. More than Renato Sanchez. More than De Ligt. More than Luis Diaz. More than Leroy Sané. More than Elise. More than Palhinha. More than bruv, listen.
There's some stinkers on that list as well. There's some stinkers on that list as well that you've just made as well. Bayern buy some weird brothers, man. I don't understand what they're doing. This is their heritage, though. I mean, like, but to spend 80 million is nuts. And I wasn't not expecting a Vincent Kompany hate from you, Io. So respect it, bro. That was a nice. That was something nice.
No, he's not good, man. I've never rated him as manager. Never.
That's the biggest.
Don't you kind of also feel like?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you also kind of feel like though they've been pied off a lot, and so they're desperate. They're the Newcastle of Germany at this point in time because they got pied off for squirts.
Yeah,
they can't seem to get anyone to go to them, so now they've had to settle for Nicholas Jackson, who I guarantee is going to get at least 2 red cards this season.
But they were going for the guy that Newcastle got in the end.
Yeah,
right?
Voltamade or whatever, right?
Why didn't they just pay that price then? Like I heard that they were trying for him.
I think he turned Bayern down.
That's what I read,
which is mad.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he said no to. I think from what I've read, I think he said no to Bayern, which is crazy.
Do you think people see Bayern as a challenge, though, to go to Bayern and?
That's Bundesliga heritage.
I do think. I think
smaller clubs, best players go to Bayern.
But I think that's like that. Squats has kind of set a trend now, though. Like, because he was the biggest and most shocking one when he said no to them. I do think that like a lot more of the younger players are going to be like, actually, you know what? We don't have to go to Bayern. I know that they pay mental, like crazy wages, but I feel like the Premier League is getting to the point where even the craziest wages in Germany are like 5th, 6th, 7th place teams in England.
The other thing is with that as well, if you have to think about it, like what John's just said about like Squirt setting a precedent, but like if you've won the Bundesliga undefeated at Leverkusen, what pull is there to go and try and do it at Bayern with like a comparative super team? Do you know what I mean? Like, is that a challenge as a footballer? So that's probably, I think that would definitely play into the thinking. And then the second thing is they've got Harry Kane, who is arguably hands down the best striker in the world. Like a lot of people would say, I would say Haaland, but a lot of people would say that. If you're a young striker like Watermother, like, are you really gonna go there and know that you're accepting that you're playing behind Harry Kane? Like that is your destiny for the next 2 seasons or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's quite. You might think like, you know, like Isaac, there's someone you might be like, my time is now. Do you know what I'm saying? I need to be the star boy. I need to be the main man. Like I have to be the face of the franchise. I can't be washing Harry Kane's boots. So I think it's quite difficult, and they've kind of set themselves up in a difficult way there. And they also got Chelsea, because this fee isn't like Chelsea. No, it's not like Chelsea are like selling geniuses. It's like he was there. He refused to go home. Chelsea were like, okay, well, you were going to pay for the loan, and you were going to have an option to buy. I don't know if it was an obligation or an option. You're going to have an option to buy, and it was this price. So you want him. You don't want to come home. Hand over the money. That's basically they got their arm twisted by the playground bully that is Bluecoat. And do you know what I'm saying? It's not like,
it's quite a smart tactic if you think about it. Like, just send your player there and then just say, actually, you know what? We don't want to sell him. Point where players now coming back, so now you've just got to pay whatever you've got to pay to get me over there.
Company should have told him to get on the plane. Yeah, he should have looked at the numbers and said, get on the plane. That's crazy.
You should have never put him on the plane coming to Munich in the first place.
If I was with the company, I would have drove him back to the UK myself. Autobahn the whole way. That's crazy.
Ridiculous.
Didn't they also get a bit Liverpooled as well for Luis Diaz, because he's a bit old, and didn't they pay like 70 million for him?
Yeah, they paid a lot.
They're not having a great summer.
They got
but I think it comes down to what you said, John. They've just been pied off. They've gone for Automata. They've gone. Weren't they in for Wirtz as well? Early days with City, so they've taken some L's on some moves, and as the windows progressed, they've got more and more desperate. It's really quite similar to the Newcastle situation, to be honest, and ended up like Newcastle paid crazy for Vissa. Like they paid, what was it, like 55 million or more for Vissa? That's a crazy fee as well. So they've gone down in a similar way. But all right, that's enough on Chelsea. Let's get on to the United game then. 3-2 at home to Burnley. Last minute Bruno Fernandes penalty. Controversial as well, because there was the offside goal on Lyle Foster that I've seen now as well. I've seen that automated screen, and I don't know where the line is. I can't tell where the line is, so that one looks a bit dodgy. And then we get a penalty in the last minute for a pull on Amad Diallo, which some people think is quite soft as well, because it started outside the area and then carries on. We get the 3-2 win. To be honest, we chat about this when we were watching the Liverpool-Arsenal game. I thought we were we deserved that win based on that first half performance where we had so many chances and really should have been 3-0 up. But obviously we did our United thing in the second half, gave away 2 really sloppy goals, and made the game really, really tight. And Burnley came back into it, to be fair. But I think on the totality of the game, I think we just about at least deserve to win the game, because, so wasteful up front again. So we get 3 points, first 3 points of the season, mate. I still think there's loads of pressure. I've seen some online United fans saying, "Oh, now we can relax for a couple of weeks during the international break." For me, the 3-2 win at home to Burnley doesn't erase Grimsby. It doesn't erase that Fulham performance. It doesn't erase the 8 months of absolute shite that was last season after Amram came in. So I think he's going to be under pressure for sure throughout this next set of games before the next international break. But yeah, we'll start with you, Razor. What did you make of the game, and do you think it's a fair assumption to say that we should have won 3-2 or should have got 3 points?
I think football's a game of fine margins. Do you know what I mean? All of the games that we've sort of discussed from the last game week had very small things, or things that were taken in slim sort of margins, and then that's the way it's gone. So it's easy to sort of say oh, I don't know if that was right or we didn't deserve that. I think United are a team that are out of form, and they went out and they got the 3 points, and I think that is important. I think there has to be sort of credit to that, regardless of how it goes down. In terms of it looking good or United looking steady, any United fan that's telling you to relax is they're not your friend. They're not your friend. There's nothing relaxing about the United performances that we've seen so far this season, unless you're a rival fan. But yeah, like you can say it's a swing in the right direction. I've been very vocal about the fact that I think we needed a couple of wins to keep the Amorim dream going, which I am personally invested in seeing all the way through. So yeah, I think, you know, positives there. Is Amorim going to get over this Kobe Manu thing? Because I think that's what you lot should be thinking about, to be honest. That's really right, free Kobe. That's the only thing that I think can save your Montclair man. So they look better.
I hear you, bro.
They look better comparatively.
Yeah, I think so. But I don't think I saw some United fans saying that we're never going to have an easy breeze game like you guys had, for example, against Leeds. We're never even going to have like a 3-0 slapping, right? Like it seems like every game is going to be nip and tuck. We're going to give away sloppy goals, or our goalie's going to chuck a couple in like they did against Grimsby or whatever. Like something catastrophic is going to happen in a game for us. We're never going to just walk it and have a game that goes smoothly. Aya, what did you make of it? Do you agree with that, or do you feel like we got away with it?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think similar. Like, fine margins. I don't think it was a good game. I think it was. I think you guys, but I think both teams were. Well, one's a promoted team and one's a nearly relegated team. So it was kind of that level of standard that you expect from two teams like that. But overall, it was actually. I think I think what he did was, well, like you said, a good first half. But I think when it was 2-2, I was like, a draw would have been like a fair result based off what both teams brought to the table. And then, I think the offside on Foster was just ridiculous. I don't know how they've given that. I think again, it's the rules, just this ambiguousness where what part of their shoulder can be used to score a goal. I think that's what it came down to, because it was like below his arm or something, or like above his like sleeve line, just some sort of nonsense that they've made more complicated than it needs to be again. And the pen, soft, but I think it was avoidable. I think the fact that once you hold on to his shirt, I think because it carried on into the box, I think I understand why it was given, but I think Ahmad does go down a bit easily, but it's like 85th minute or 90th. I think it was even 90th minute, wasn't it? I think it was stoppage time.
Last minute of added time.
Yeah, so I think any player goes down. I think my biggest gripe was that absolute rat you have in Bruno giving it the big one and then giving it the big one to the geezer. Yeah, I think giving it the big one to Foster and then acting like shocked that he gives him a bit of shoulder back. And I think about that.
I love that.
It was shameful. But I think overall performance-wise, it was a game you expect from where United currently are. You guys are still poor, still brings me joy. But as you said, you got the 3 points. I think that's the main thing for you guys. I think that's a step in the right direction in that way.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah, he is a rat, but he's our rat. I love that. When I saw that clip, I was dying. That was beautiful, because you can see in the background Kyle Walker's flipping as well, because he doesn't agree with the decision. There's just so many beautiful little points in that clip that made me crease. But no, John, let's move away from the result and just talk about the transfers real quick. We had a crazy situation on the last day where we went into it not knowing who we felt pretty certain we're going to get a keeper, thank God. But we weren't sure if it was going to be Emi Martinez or this young Belgian Senny Lamens. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it ended up being him that we went for in the end. Do you feel like that was a good decision? Because it's quite polarizing in the fan base. A lot of people would have preferred Martinez. A lot of people were quite happy we didn't go for him. What do you think was of that transfer?
I think at this point it is impossible to rate any transfers, because you get the right man, he turns crap. You get the wrong man, he's also crap. Like it doesn't really make that much of a difference who it is or where you get them from, right? Because we've done this game before. We talk about, you need to stop buying these young, unproven players from overseas. You go and buy someone from Premier League and they still kind of stay up. So I don't really know how to judge it. And I think with Emi Martinez, there's enough there for me to also think that could have gone terribly, because he's awful with his feet and he's also got a bit of a clanger in him. So, I mean, if you've got a clanger in you, you go to United, that clanger's getting exposed. So, I don't really know. I almost feel like it might be better to go with Lamens just because of the fact that like no one knows who he is, no one's expecting all that much from him, and you probably haven't paid as much as you would have had to pay for Martinez. So overall, it might actually be better, and it really shows Andre Onana, brother, we're buying anyone from anywhere, and you are still not playing. We're going standard Liège, we're going wherever. We're going to all of the opponents that played in the Conference League last year. We're going to find someone's goalkeeper and we're going to buy him, and you're not touching the pitch. So I feel like it maybe sends a message to him like you're done out here, which is potentially good, because I think what you don't want is your goalkeeper like undermined by he's like a Champions League final goalkeeper. You know, you don't want that kind of. You need to make it very clear who's who. So I don't really know how to judge the transfer. I think I can see why people would say Emi Martinez. You know, he's got all the aura of a good goalkeeper in terms of like good World Cup final. You know, he's been nominated for the Lev Yashin Awards and all these different kinds of things. So I can see why some of your like more bait, less intelligent fans would probably see that and I want him because he's a bigger name or whatever. But you know, I think Lamens will probably end up being the long term as well, because with Emi Martinez, you're never going to be able to sell him afterwards. He's probably going to ask for big wages, so you're going to be stuck with him for whatever contract you give him. Whereas Lamens, maybe you can still shift him after he's inevitably very shit for you, just like everyone else is.
The thing is, this Martinez thing, apparently the deal could only happen if Sancho agreed to go there permanently. So the deal they were talking about doing was buying Emi for like 25, selling Sancho for 20 or whatever, and then 5 mil difference looks better on the books. But the wages would probably be quite high for Martinez. But I hear you though. The thing with Martinez is it's a reactionary move for fans to be like, yes, we want him because he's good at a few things that the two keepers we have right now are the worst at. So claiming crosses, Emi Martinez is up there with Raya on the stats for claiming balls, and he's pretty strong in the air. So that was like, thank God, we can start to breathe a bit more when we can see the corner. And then the other thing was he's just a bit more of a shot stopper than Onana, and he's not fucking got biscuit wrists, and he's just letting everything in. Which to be fair, with Emi Martinez, he is definitely a much better shot stopper, but he does have some clangers, not of which that final game at Old Trafford last season where he body checks Rasmus and gets a red card and screws up their Champions League hopes. So I was more skeptical. I agree with the latter one. Just get the young keeper in. I don't think he's going to play him first game against City. We'll obviously talk about that next week in the preview ep. But I think he'll still go for Bayindir for a period of time until he drops a clanger, which is about to happen anytime now. And then we'll see Lamens come in and start to have a go. But I do think even if he manages to survive, it's going to be a David De Gea situation. And you guys remember how shite he was when he first joined and how small he was. And it took a while for him to like warm up to the league. I think that's going to happen with Lamens as well. He's going to have some mistakes and he's going to be put under pressure. But I think hopefully if they've done the scouting right, he's good enough to come through it. But yeah, let's see. All right, let's go on to the next section then. Our predictions. So obviously the window has closed now for most leagues. So most teams' squads are fully formed. Yeah, I'm still hoping for Saudi to come in and get Onana. That's the reason why the transfer grades will wait for a little bit. But we all did our Premier League predictions a couple of weeks ago. I'll run through what the categories were again so everyone can refresh their minds. We got winners, top 5, so Champions League qualifiers, top 8, so 6 to 8, and then we got the 3 relegated teams, player of the season, young player of the season, best signing, and flop signing. So we all gave our choices a couple of weeks back, so we're allowed to make 3 changes to those choices. So we'll go through. We'll get the other lads who aren't on this app to share theirs next week or whenever they join next time. But yeah, I'll start with you, Razor. What's your three categories that you're going to change your picks on?
So I think I'm pretty I predicted that Liverpool were going to win, and I'm sticking with that, especially seeing as they got their flipping striker. I can't lie, I had a list and I've lost the list of the categories, but it's okay because I'm literally a rapper, so freestyling is fun. Yeah, I think I might change my signing of the season shout. I don't know if you can go off what's been sort of seen, because I'm pretty sure I was thinking about like Reinders being in there potentially, and like I was like, am I going to regret this based on like a City thing? And I'm glad that I didn't go with that. But you know what? So far, in terms of what I've seen, I feel disgusted. I'm tempted to give it to one of the Spursy guys. I'm tempted to give it to a Kudus or Paulinho. I think they're going to be massively transformative for them. And I can't believe that they've brought in Xavi Simons as well, which if I was a little bit more like, I might have put some stock in him. But yeah, I think at the moment it's looking more like Kudus, but I think, he might actually be the signing of the season. If he can take Tottenham from where they finished last year to where a squad of that, like where a club of that stature should actually be, he's going to be pivotal. I hate every word that I just said.
Yeah, I mean, none of us was expecting that deal to happen, so I get it. I do think it's going to be 50-50 though. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, because I would lean more towards it working out, because I rate Frank, and I think in that system he should work out pretty well. And you can already see how Kudus is doing. He's looked pretty good.
And I'm saying that after they embarrassed us with our predictions before the other game. I hate this.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so that's your first category you're going to change, right? Johns, what's another category you're going to change?
So I'm changing my relegation category because I put Brentford, Burnley, and Sunderland, and all of them look all right. And a bunch of other teams look absolutely stinky. So can I just clarify? Can I change all three of those and still count as one change?
Yeah, you can change that category in this one.
Okay, I'm going to change Brentford to Wolves. And I'm going to change Burnley to West Ham. What do I do about Sunderland? Who else has been absolutely shocking? All right, I'm going to change Sunderland to Leeds, because I don't think Daniel Farke's got the facilities for this.
All right, so what's that now? It's Wolves.
So it's Wolves, West Ham, and Leeds.
All right, cool. All right, that makes sense.
Be brave. Right, put United in there.
They just beat Burnley, so how can I?
I was about to do it. He was the one that started all that slander. What category are you going to change, bro?
I think you guys, from what I do remember, I think you guys definitely mocked me. Well, I'm going for the chat. I think I definitely said Reinders as signing the season or young play the season, and you guys said Reinders is 27. So then I think I went and then I said, okay, then it'll be signing the season. So I remember being mocked for that. So I still think Reinders going to be like a great signing, but just don't think it could be signing of the season. So I'm going to change that. And in terms of signing this season, I'm actually going to go for, unfortunately, like heavy is the head that now wears the most expensive signing in British transfer history. So I think Isa is going to be signing the season eventually. And obviously, I don't think he's going to have as much thoroughfare. I don't think people are going to be, I'm going to say expect it, but I think he's going to be electric once he gets going. And yeah, I think, as I said, I think everyone expects Liverpool to win, and they might. But I think with Isak now, they can be favourites to win a lot of, like, most of the trophies. So I think if that does happen, I think I can see Isak being, sign of the season. It's a bit of a cop out, but yeah, I think so. Compared to Reinders, I'd say Isak for sure.
Yeah, Yeah. Reinders as well. If we'd have done this after game week 1, he looked amazing. But he's
no, he's top
struggling.
3. Top three, but he just ain't gonna be. He ain't gonna be signing of the season though. Yeah, I think Isak for sure.
All right, that makes sense. I'm gonna change my player of the season category. I think I went for Salah, and yeah, I don't think he's gonna slow down massively, but I just think naturally because Liverpool's team's got so much firepower, he's not gonna shine the same way he did like last season in particular, where he was like their main outlet attacking wise, scoring pretty much all the goals. Now when they've got Ekitike, or Hugo to simplify it, and Isak up front, I think he's not going to score the amount of goals. So I actually think Isak will end up being their top scorer, and I think he'll be the one that most people point to as being the driver of winning the league. So I'm actually going to double up on Io's Isak call, but I'm going to put him as player of the season. I did think about best signing or signing the season for him, but I don't care, man. 125 or 130 or whatever the fee is, he needs to do like out of worldly things for me to classify him as signing of the season. He needs to score like more goals than Haaland. So I'm going to stick with my João Pedro shout, because for 50 million or whatever he was, I think he's gonna lead Chelsea this season. So I'm going to put the Isak one for player of the season. Rhys, I'm coming back to you, bro. What's your second category you're going to change?
So I'm now going to sound like Jonty. If I change one of my top 5, you see, basically, no, but basically, I want to swap one of my top 5 with one of my top 8 and switch them around. That's two
changes. Yeah.
Okay. I'm at
Same
peace.
conundrum I had.
I'm at peace with leaving my flop signing where it is, because my flop signing was Frimpong. I think if I had gone with Wirtz, I would, if I had an extra category, I'd get Wirtz in there just for pure hate. I've got Newcastle finishing in top 5 UCL, and I got Tottenham in the top 8, and yeah, I think I want Tottenham in the top 5. So I'm taking Newcastle out of the top 5. And you know what? I'm changing my top 5. I'm taking Newcastle out, and City look shaky, but I think they'll be 5th. But I'll replace Newcastle with Spurs.
All right, that makes sense. I've done something similar.
Did you just say City 5th?
Yeah. Did you just put City below Tottenham?
That's a mad shout.
I don't think Pepper's got it all figured out. I didn't have to.
He's going to lose. He's going to lose 3-0 to West Ham, though.
Hold on. My top 5 the top 5 UCL for a category, I didn't need to put them in any particular order. I just said that's what the category was. I just said I thought Newcastle would be there ahead of Spurs. Now being given a chance to change it, I am saying that I think Spurs will be in that ahead of Newcastle, but I can see City being in 5th place because they look.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy.
I don't think that's. But these men like to act like I'm insane.
Yeah, no, it might be one of those ones where we look at it afterwards and we say, you know what, they have looked stinky for 18 months. Yeah, fair enough. It's just there's a reflex, the Pep coming 5th.
Nah, yeah, I just don't.
Do you know what? It's because I think it's a reflex because I put Pep 5th. And Spurs above
Tottenham,
him. You lot are like,
I think maybe the words are Tottenham. Yeah, the words Tottenham.
Yeah,
it's okay.
100%. The selection of the order of the words is what makes you alarmed.
Yeah, you offered up the inflation as well. We didn't ask, but you said they're coming 5th.
No, but I think that might be a shout. That might be a shout.
One day soon, you man are gonna respect the thing, yeah. Because you know what, yeah. No. Because you know what, yeah. Before we were all yelling, yeah. Madueke this, Madueke. I was saying, like, he can play on the right, he can play on the left. Like, would you not rather him start ahead of Martin? I said, I don't think it's got anything to do.
He's
with
already
the Eze
dead.
deal. I don't think it's gonna do anything with the Eze deal. In my opinion, we're still gonna get Eze. We got Eze. Did anybody come back and say, "Do you know what, Razor? You might be right about something." No, everyone acts like I'm a madman, and then reality. That's what.
You were right on the signings thing. The signing things worked pretty much how you said. in terms of where Madueke plays, we've got to see. It's only been 3 games, to be fair. But this City shout, I think, totally valid, man. They have been, in their very high standards, stinking it up for ages. And the new signings that people keep raving about, they've flogged half of them that they bought in January. The other half
and the rest
are
of them look
struggling.
Savinho's in the gulag.
Bro, Marmoush has gone ghost, and I rate him, but he's gone ghost, man.
It's just Pep, man. I just think we can't. He's built up too much of like rep to doubt the man's ability, man. I think I get what you guys are saying.
You're a Guardiola sexual. That's what you are.
No, I hate Pep. That's my problem.
I hate Pep. Man said he's underperforming. They're making poor decisions. This, that, and the other. But he's Pep. He's just got that aura, man. What are you talking about?
No, you can hate a man, but you can appreciate that this man has been inevitable for the last 10 years.
Yeah,
like it's so things that's change. the things do change. I just don't to finish below Spurs and Chelsea. Nah, there's no way.
Doable, totally doable. And you know what? I get what you're saying, but this is uncharted territory for Pep. And I'm not going to go down the route that most people do because he's never rebuilt a team. And that's actually a legit thing that is difficult for a lot of people to do, right? Like Wenger's done it, Saul's done it. A few like top managers in the eras that we've grown up in have done it. Even like Jose has struggled to rebuild teams. He normally jumps when the time is to rebuild them. And Pep's been like that. But for the first time, I think he's got a bloody struggle on his hand to rebuild this team because their signings, I don't know, man. A lot of them are looking a bit spooky now. So let's see.
Be more worried. I'd be more worried about the game passing him. You know what I mean? Like he's had a dominant style for such a long time. I'm not even that worried about the signings. I'm more worried about is his style just like no longer going to be the thing that wins him all of the leagues anymore. But I'm going to say this: if he comes 5th, Pep might need to get sacked.
No, definitely.
I think he'll walk. To be honest, he'll walk.
Yeah, I think he'll walk. And if
I think he will too.
I will come on this pod and tip my hat.
Apologize,
Poco, and I will tip it right to sure. 100%.
We shall see.
All right, John.
We shall see.
Yeah.
Johns, what's your second category then, bro?
So I'm gonna get away from the team talk now, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about young player of the season, right? So can I just also clarify? Did we say it had to be under 21?
Yeah, it's under 21.
Okay. That means a 21-year-old also counts, yeah?
If they start in the season under 21 or 21, then it counts. We're not doing
All right, cool. Okay, cool. So I had Marzu Skelly, but it doesn't look like he's going to play as much. And this might be the same problem that we had last season where he doesn't play enough to really get into this conversation. But you know who's playing a lot and looking real bloody good? Adam Wharton.
Euro.
No, not Euro. Adam Wharton looks class, and if he stays fit, I think, as much as I think I've seen some Crystal Palace fans really angry at Glasner because of the thing that he did to Guehi, and I'm just like, I'm so baffled by it because suddenly a bunch of Crystal Palace fans now support Liverpool. Man's lost all of his players, and they're complaining that he basically threatened to leave his job if they let go of his captain, and now Crystal Palace fans are angry at him. But anyway, getting away from that subject, I think he's a really, really good manager. And I think Wharton plays in that system unbelievably well. And I think Crystal Palace will end up doing a lot better than anybody would expect of them in general. So I think Adam Wharton's probably going to get, if he doesn't get injured, he'll be the young player of the season. Or at least I hope he does.
Not a crazy shout. I really like him, man. I think he's, and you guys know ball, so you should clock this comparison, but I think he's a Carrick regen, man. He's so good on the ball, and he plays the ball forward so often. It's a very underrated thing that Carrick used to do a lot, especially when he came to us. Was he get the ball in a few touches and he's playing like line breaking passes through to the attacking players, and he doesn't mess about. And the only difference is he probably covers the ground. It looks like a bit better than Carrick did. To keep up with modern football, but I like Wharton. He's class, man. So I think that's a decent shout. Io, what's your second category, bro?
So I think, just as a amendment with Isaac, I think he'll maybe my player of the season. And I remember my signing of the season I remember. No, I remember. It's all come back to me now. I remember signing the season. I'm pretty sure. I'm not just getting based with the live chat as well. I'm pretty sure I did say João Pedro was signing the season, and I'm pretty. That is what I remember. So player of the season is definitely Isaac, but signing the season, we're keeping it the same. I'm changing signing. Yeah, that's what it is. My signing the season was Reinders. No, I'm all over the place. Young player of the season. My player of the season was Reinders. Now I'm changing that to Isaac. There we go.
Yeah.
Signing season stays with Big Boy. But I'm going to change flop signing. I don't think I can put one in, but I'm just gonna say my flop signing. Sadly, I think it may, because I had so much hype in him, and I just don't.
Don't say what you're gonna say. Don't say what you're gonna say.
It's not. I don't know what you think I'm gonna say. It's not Noni. Don't worry about Noni. It's not Noni. Don't worry. It's actually just because now he's injured as well, and I think based on the hype that he got when he signed, everyone's really deplored it. I'm building this up, as you see, the suspense is building here. I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna go for Shirky.
Oh,
just because. I think he's a good player. I just think. Yeah, like what he showed a bit of talent in the first game against Wolves, then kind of went missing in their next game. Now he's injured as well, so either it might be a combination of injuries and maybe not getting as many minutes. So he might be in Pep's team, and as you said, Pep's still trying to figure things out, so he might not be able to thrive and show that creativity. So I think he still may come good. I just think this season, I think Cherokee just might not have that impact that I think people expected from him. So yeah.
So yeah, you're doing that off of expectation, right? Not off of his fee, because I swear he's like 30 mil.
He was cheap, exactly, yeah. But he was cheap. So like value for money is still good, but I think in terms of what people are calling him, some people say like the best French talent there is. Like he's gonna be the next big one up. So I think if he doesn't reach those heights, and I think if that counts as a flop, then I'm gonna say that's kind of my requirements. I'd say. If you guys agree, if you say no, then I'll maybe find somebody else as well.
No, I think that's.
I don't even know if he's gonna play, man. That's the thing. Like he might be a flop signing because he just might not play, and when he does play, he's gonna look crap.
Exactly. So
I think he'll play, but I think that's got to be considered because he's essentially stepping in together with Reinders, I guess, into KDB's shoes for City.
Yeah.
And so even though the fee's not
very
high,
big shoes.
He's got to come in and start making shit happen. And I don't know, man. I don't back him to do that, even if the tech's there and he scored some really good goals when he was at Lyon. The Premier League's a different animal, and also you got to throw in that City are in turmoil, man. They're actually behind us in the table. That tells you all that you know about that. So,
Manny's red again.
See, there you go. We got it back, baby. But yeah, I think that's a fair one. But it's interesting. A lot of us went for like Verts, Cherky. Is it maybe that cam position dying off in the league? Like, there's not many top cams left that actually play in that position anymore. Maybe that's the trend we're seeing. But the second category for me, I do actually have the same one that Razor just said, but I'm not going to share that one now. I'm going to go for top 8. So I changed it. I think originally I had United, Newcastle, and Spurs. I'm kicking Spurs out of that, and I'm going to put in Bournemouth. And the reason why I'm putting in Bournemouth, man, is I really thought they were going to struggle. Like when they've lost Kirkers, they've lost a few of their good players. They've obviously lost the goalie. Zabani, they've lost their whole back line, basically, the goalie, everything's new. And they're still out here with 2 wins out of 3. And their one defeat was at Anfield where Semenyo had them on ropes. So I think Bournemouth are going to do well, man. And I'll rate that manager. I think he's really good. I was tempted with Palace, but I'm a bit worried with Palace because obviously losing this whole Gahey drama, as much as I rate Glasner, I think top 8 might be a bit too much to ask for them being in Europe as well. So I'm gonna throw Bournemouth in there, man. And I think that'll be a good way for Iriola to sign off before potentially, who knows, going to
this is why he's doing it. Wait a second, we found the real reason.
Maybe,
Oh,
maybe.
Lord.
Who knows? Come
Wait,
on,
can I quickly check something?
Spanish
And do you have Forest? Do you have Forest anywhere in your top 8? Did anybody have Forest in their top 8?
Nah. They're
Okay.
For me, they're not making it. There's too much drama going on with Greek Pavarotti and Nuno and Edu and everyone. It's too much craziness going on, man. And you guys, I'm surprised none of you pointed out where Edu goes, the drama follows. It seems like.
And they bought Zinchenko, or they've got Zinchenko off our hands.
so glad
Everyone
he's gone.
rejoice. Yes.
I'm not gonna be that guy, but I have said, I did say this when we were discussing transfer windows. I did say it. I was like, everyone thinks the guy's gone. Look where the drama has gone. The drama was here. The drama has not stopped being with him. Do you know what I'm saying? But I digress. Yeah.
Forest looking crazy right now. But all right, Ray, what's your third and final category then, bro?
I'm quite tempted to change my young player of the season because I said it would be Ethan. I think I was saying it would be Ethan or MLS, and Arteta seems like hellbent on making crazy decisions surrounding both of them. But I was struggling to find a lot of people are older than 21, you know. 21 is not what it used to be. 20, I don't know. But yeah, I think I had Van Disney involved in my player of the season shoutouts, and that looks very funny in the light as of today.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think following up my shout for Liverpool to win it all, I feel like they got their man, you know, as Kem likes to say, they got their Swedish striker. I feel like Isaac needs to be player of the season. You know what I mean? You've kicked up your fuss. You've stunk up the entire transfer market. You've ruined it for everybody. You've gotten your dream move. You're at the club now, Premier League champions. You need to, as guys said before, you need to go and slap it. Like, I expect a record-breaking season from the record-breaking transfer window. So yeah, he's 100% on fraud watch. If Wirtz is on fraud watch from game 1, he's on fraud watch from game 0.5. Yeah, he needs to be player of the season. This is pure hatred, basically. If he's not player of the season, he's a flop signing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man, they've got to get quad, otherwise
quadruple. I said it or nothing.
What's the point for Liverpool? Yeah, exactly. I hear you. Jonty, what's your next category then, bro? Final one.
So I was going to do something similar to you because I've also got Van Dijk as player of the season, but I want to keep the pressure on him because he's apparently really, really good. So we'll leave that there. And I'm going to give love to some of the smaller teams once again, and I'm changing my best signing. I really do like João Pedro. I had him in there, but I just want to be a bit different, yeah? And I'm going to show some love to Everton, and I'm going to say, Jack Grealish, come on down. You might end up being best signing of the season just based off of what everyone thought you were, the big tag, like the big price tag that you went for before, and the fact that you've gone, is it on loan? It's just on loan, right?
Yeah, no.
He's gone on loan, short-term thing. He's under Moisey. He's getting to play properly again. And he's just putting in assist after assist every game. And Everton actually look like they're all right. So, Jack Grealish, mate, come on down.
You've stolen that right off me.
Yes, come on.
That's what I was going to say.
You
said what I was going to say.
Nah, I was literally just racking my brain, and I was like, "That's it. That's a good one." Completely agree with everything you said there. 100%.
So is that your third and final one as well? Are you going for something else?
No, I got to change it up.
You could stick in a cheeky Palhinha, you know, because I feel like with the best signings, we can't keep going for these men that are 100 million, 80 million. You know, we got to go give some love to the absolute bargain bucket, hanging out the window, Harry Redknapp type of deals.
Well, the thing is, I'm going to push it even further than what you did. So I'm going to change my top 8. Oh, pause, actually. Let me pause that. That was a quick one there. I'm going to take the top 8. But for still, I don't think I actually gave my initial top 8, but I know I would not have put Everton in it. But now I'm going to put Everton in it. I think Yeah, it might be the craziest leap, but I just think the new ground, as like G them up, Jack Grealish has just brought a whole new like atmosphere, the energy around the stage where everyone seems a lot happier. I think Moisey just knows how to manage like mid-table teams. Like Everton, they were really bad last year, but I just don't think. I think there's definitely more to come. And yeah, I just think what we've seen so far, obviously still early in the season, I see no reason why they can't make a little run. Like the top 8 would have been, I would have said maybe Palace could have been there, but them losing Eze, I think that drops them out. Forest haven't looked the same. They might still be there or thereabouts. United, you're just not too sure what's going to come there. So I think it could be a bit of a surprise. And I think if Grealish keeps the way he's going, he's going to be a maverick. He's going to be the main man there. Like you've seen what he's done with Villa. He took them up as high as he could. So I see no reason. I think Everton could be a surprise winner. So I think they could get that 8th spot and make a little European run. Like Moisey loves that competition as well with West Ham. So yeah,
I quite like that as like a really rogue shout. I know that Razor's burning in the corner thinking, why have you not given me them props?
Spurs ahead of City is way more rogue than Everton finished top 8.
You're still drunk from the celebration you attended yesterday. That is the only reason that I can come to.
But Ray, surely you recognise that mid pack, like that Bournemouth,
exactly.
Crystal
fluid.
Palace, all of them, man, like
fluid.
anyone could get anything in that area.
100%.
And you think Everton are gonna, because of Jack Grealish?
This ain't my prediction, to be clear.
No, I'm talking to Lana, bro. You've been taken over by calf PR, bro. Like, whatever, bro.
Look,
I hear it's your prediction, bro. I'm just
saying,
cool.
There is potential because
in my mind,
I think it's fluid. From 8 to about 15th. Those teams, there's not a consistent. You can't say one of those teams are consistently better than the other.
Okay,
from 8 to 15.
Top. Anyway, it's your prediction.
I'd say 8 to 14th because Man United will be 15th, and they're quite clearly shit.
But tell me you don't agree. You can't. There's not that noticeable difference between the 8. Okay, fair enough. Then fair enough. You don't agree. Yeah,
I just think that they've got a much better squad than they've actually performed. Right? Like if you look at it, they've got England's number 1 goalkeeper. He's still a good goalkeeper comparatively. They've got people like Tarkowski who's still good. They got Braithwaite. They managed to keep a lot of their good players, and then their front line is quite nice. Like Grealish and DA and McNeil when he comes back. I know that Beto is shaky. I don't know if they ended up getting like a new striker or whatever, but I feel like that's not a bad front line for like a mid-table team.
This is not about disrespecting Everton. This is not about saying that Everton have a poor squad. This is about, can I think of 8 teams that I think will outperform Everton this season in the Premier League? Yes. Can I think of 9? Yes. Can I think of 10? Probably.
Oh, wow.
I think.
Do you know what I mean?
Some things are on page 2.
Look at the table now. You tell me from 8 downwards. You can't
look at the table now.
You can see Everton there.
If Everton get 11th or 12th, that's not a terrible season for them.
That's a fantastic season for them. That's what I'm saying.
That's a great season.
I'm just saying top 8 is not. I don't know why.
They're going to have to be better than Palace, Forest, Brighton, and Bournemouth. Like they're going to have to be better than all of them.
Yeah, they're the teams they're competing with, exactly, for sure.
They're missing something though. I get where you're coming from, Io. Like the Grealish comeback story has been actually quite nice to watch. He's actually playing football again and not just passing backwards, right? Yeah, I'm not a big Grealish fan from that side of things. He's got away with it for basically bumming around for years and £100 million signing with no expectation. But him comeback story, actually playing football again, I get it. And Moyes has built a decent team, but I think 8 might be a stretch. I know you're kind of throwing it in there, and it's not like you're saying for sure. But like they haven't got a striker that bangs, and the teams that we've all talked about have one. Mateta bangs. Evan Nielsen, I would even rate better for Bournemouth. Bangs more than him. I would say we've ruled out Villa completely, and they've got Watkins. Forest have got Wood, and they've got other strikers as well. Everyone's got a finisher that's going to score more goals than Everton, and I don't believe they're like Ndai, Grealish, these like playmaker players are going to have this level throughout the whole season. They're going to dip and drop, and then Everton are going to struggle because they haven't got a bagsman up front. So I think
is that brother
10,
Tieno
12,
Barry not very good then?
I mean, he's unproven.
new
I've
Don.
never
Okay.
heard of him. He's come from Spain.
Yeah.
Like, got Beto.
Just-
I don't believe in that, brother. So I think
Oh no,
it's gonna
Beto's
be
trash.
rough.
I completely agree wholeheartedly. Also, a lot of my motivation for that top 8 because Jonty took my sign of the season. That kind of just, so that was also how rogue it was because
I feel like you took.
I hear you.
I feel you took the displaced signing of the season energy, and you were like, right, how can I apply all this thinking I've done about Everton
100%.
and let it not be?
No,
in
but I
vain?
also like it, showing love to the this is a big, big 4, big 5 team kind of podcast. But I do like showing love to the mid tables and the low tables, even though Man United technically fit in that category most of the time as well. But
I love it. I love
Respect.
the focus. I rate Grealish. I'm happy that he's getting a chance to ball out again away from the terrorism of Pep Ball. I just eighth in the Prem.
No, it's mad. But also, as my man said,
You're right. It is mad.
Dibbling.
That's the
Tyler
first right
Dibbling.
thing you've said since you started this prediction. It is mad.
Big Dibbling.
Hall is a baller. Dibbling's gonna come in. I think there's potential, man. It's
Man, talking
fluid.
to me about Tyler Dibbling.
There's potential.
That 8
for
to
sure.
15, that 8 to 15 place is fluid, man. And
Hey, man.
we could see some surprises for sure.
Anyway,
But yeah, that's me.
There's definitely potential for sure in that team. They're gonna get better.
They're
All
good.
right, my last category. It's gonna full circle, man. Come back to where we started. The same change that Razor made at the beginning. I'm putting Spurs in the top 5. I'm not sure on City and Spurs where they're going to finish, but I do think they're going to be battling each other out in the top 5. I don't think City are going to be in the title race. I'm calling it now. Dunzo. If they'll make top 5, but they're not doing anything, man. Nah, man. You got the same way I'm looking at Amorim a bit funny. Pep last season was dodgy, man. I've never seen a world-class manager lose, what was it, like 9 out of 12 or something in a row. That's disgusting form. Even Amorim didn't do that. So yeah, I'm gonna put City in 4th. I'm deciding. Hey, we got to have some.
Anti-Pep agenda.
We got to have some. I've seen some City fan on the overlap talk absolute shit about Sir Alex Ferguson. So yeah, they're on my target list now for the rest of the season. That stupid dickhead. All right, but second and third, I'm swapping around as well. So I think I had Chelsea second and Arsenal third. Even though Chelsea have got more points, it's that squad argument and depth argument that Rhys was making earlier. I don't think they've got the squad depth, which is baffling since they've got 50 man in their team. But I think you guys have got a better squad depth than them. So I'm going to put Arsenal in second now and Chelsea in third. And I think it will be a shootout between you lot and Liverpool for the title.
Wait, so you put City 4th in your original prediction?
I did, yeah.
Okay, the anti-Pep agenda is strong over there. Okay, I like it.
Now, but the Spurs come in for Villa, and we haven't talked about Villa. Villa look absolutely diabolical.
They do.
And I love Emery, but it's not a good evening, man. It's not looking good for him.
They got pied off for Asensio as well.
Yeah, the signings have been a bit weird, even though, thank God, they took Sancho off our hands. I have to give them credit for that. But they've been signing weird players. And just
they've been signing what they can get. They've had a similar window to Castle.
Yeah, they've been struggling, man. But I don't rate Harvey Elliott. I don't rate Sancho. Who else did they get? I think they got a French striker up front who I don't think is going to move Watkins out.
West Hand or whatever. Yeah.
Marco Bizot.
Bizot. Unreal press conference that one was. I love Unai, man. What a guy. But yeah, I think Villa are going to struggle. We're talking about Everton, yeah? I think Villa, I'm not saying they're going to be in a relegation scrap or anything, but I think they're going to really be in that block of 8 to 15, as Io calls it. They're going to firmly be in that. They're not going to be in the race.
Made that stick with this pod. 8 to 15.
8 to 15.
I'm telling you, it's a fluid motion there. Any team on any day could be better. I'm telling you. You'll see it. Watch. You'll see it.
Wait, so none of you lot have changed your relegation predictions? Because I could have sworn when we originally did this, a lot of you lot had Brentford going down the same way as me. Yeah, and a lot of the promoted teams also going down. Are you lot keeping that? Yeah,
I'm sticking
keeping
with
the same energy.
Down,
Yeah.
Yeah, I went for Brentford, Leeds, Burnley. Yep, those 3 teams are going down. I think West Ham.
So you don't think Wolves or West Ham will?
I don't think it's necessarily that like the relegation ones. Do you know what it is? I think they were just howlers made on other categories.
Yeah, I don't see a howler in that one.
I can live with my relegation prediction being incorrect as where it was, but like I've got my little list of notes and stuff. And for signing of the season, I have words in my. I don't think I actually named him as signing of the season, but I had him in my reasoning.
Yeah, so you've got more stuff to change. I get you.
Yeah,
Bigger
fish to fry, innit?
We need to run that back. Yeah. That was So it's
sometimes good, sometimes maybe shit.
Yeah, sometimes maybe not so. Yeah, so yeah. But
I don't think
Man United avoiding the relegation scrap.
Oh no, let's not end on that note. All right, well we'll get to something else which is even worse for me. Let's quickly give an update on the prediction table.
Fuck.
So there's been quite a lot of movement. Yeah, quite a lot of movement in the prediction table. So Io, you've lost top spot, bro. Unfortunately, Kem Laden is number 1, 12 points, 2 correct scores. Io, you've dropped down to second, 11 points, 2 correct scores. Jonty is in third with 10 points, 1 correct score. Rhys has somehow managed to get a correct score, but still dropped. So he's got 9 points and 2 correct scores. I don't know how he's done that. Then Nash and Rhys are both in 5th and 6th, 7 points, 0 correct scores. And like my team, I'm in the mud. I'm bottom of the table. 6 points, 0 correct scores. It's not looking good, bruv. I'm struggling. This week was a howler for everyone, pretty much, though. Like, we got so many incorrect results and scores. Like, it was all over the shop.
I'm not at the bottom. I'm a winner.
Yeah, for now.
Is this what it feels like?
But yeah, we've got a new leader. Thank God he's not here to gloat. But yeah, that's the prediction table for this week. All right, guys, let's wrap up here. We'll be back next week. We'll preview the games after the international break, and we'll probably do our transfer grades or final grades, considering some of the other windows closed. But yeah, that's where we'll leave the pod this week. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, guys, for joining. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.